Today's video is going to discuss chapter 2.1, integers and absolute value. So first thing I want to discuss are integers. So integers are basically what you might call whole numbers that are either positive or negative. So for example, all of the numbers you see on the number line are integers, or I guess on this number line. So the idea is, what I want to do is write two inequalities that relate these two integers, and I'm looking at -2 and +1. So for example, -2 is less than 1, or I could write that 1 is greater than -2. So what's really important is that we understand that the signs facing different directions have different meaning. And the idea that, and I know a lot of people have learned this, I mean, when I was growing up, Pac-Man was big, so we often learned that Pac-Man would eat the larger number, right? And so you kind of think of, or some people think of this as a mouth, right? And the mouth's eating the large number. But I would like for us to start to actually use the words -2 is less than 1 and 1 is greater than -2. Keep in mind that obviously both of these statements are true. Okay, what I'd like to focus on from there is absolute value. Absolute value is one of these concepts that a lot of people kind of make more difficult than it is, and it's something that you use a lot in your daily life. And so absolute value is basically the distance of a number from 0, which means that it's always positive. So even when you are stepping backwards, you're taking 1 step backwards or 2 steps backward, not -1 or -2 steps. Okay, and so the idea is that, for example, a number like 2 is 2 away from 0. So the way that we write absolute value are these 2 bars. The absolute value of 2 is 2. Right? And then if you think about a number like -4, which is here, -4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from 0. So the absolute value of -4 is 4. Okay, so it's always a positive number because you're always talking about distance from 0. A lot of times people use absolute value in money. You really can't have -$20. So if I have -$20, really what it is that I owe you $20. I'm $20 away from being at 0. All right, I want you to practice a couple of these. Using this number line, I want you to find the absolute value of -2 and the absolute value of 3. You can pause the video at this time to practice these problems. So -2 is here, and obviously 0 is here, and so this is 1, 2 away from 0. 3 is obviously over here. 1, 2, 3 away from 0. So a lot of times people talk about flipping the sign. Keep in mind you are not flipping the sign. It's distance from 0, which is why this is not -3. This is +3. This is +2. All right. Now, the last thing I want to practice is using absolute value in algebra. So 6 plus the absolute value of x if x equals -2. Now keep in mind these absolute values in terms of PEMDAS work as parentheses, as p. Now they obviously do something different than what parentheses do, but in terms of order of operation they should be done first. So what I need to do is rewrite this as 6 plus the absolute value of -2. And I want to solve the absolute value of -2 first. So this becomes 6 plus, and then you got to think about how far away from 0 is -2, and -2 is 2 away from 0. So this becomes 6 plus 2, and so my final answer is 8. All right, now you try one. The absolute value of y plus 8 if y equals -7. Please pause the video at this time to practice this problem. So I want to put the -7 in the absolute value, and then add 8. Remember, I got to do the parentheses first, so this becomes 7 plus 8, and 7 plus 8 is 15. All right, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in class tomorrow.